Chinese suppliers are not stupid, and this is why. In fact, they're often smarter than you would like to think when it comes to spotting bluffers, fake buyers, ghost buyers, and overconfident startups with no real plans. And today I'm exposing why your old school tactics of product sourcing isn't working anymore in 2025. Why do you think your supplier is not replying? Why do you think the quotations you receive are way too high? Why do you think the samples that you receive are super amazing, but the final bulk purchase is absolute trash? This isn't an Alibaba theory. This is real 2025 field level truth. 10 years ago, Chinese manufacturers would bend over for any overseas buyer. Back then, they were desperate to break into global markets, hence they would go to the world and then back just to serve overseas buyers. But now, they got used to it. They don't really care as much as they used to. Why? Let's find out. They've seen it all. Fake brands, ghost buyers, unrealistic Amazon sellers, chargebacks, and PayPal disputes. A supplier told me a few days ago in Yiwu, Georgia, it's one of the biggest commodity markets on the planet. He said, "We don't trust new buyers unless they look stable." Too many headaches, and it's not worth the time. Now, note this, if your emails scream rookie, your RFQs are copy-paste junk, or your negotiation style is arrogant, you've already lost. Let's start with number one, lowballing on first quote. Can you do $1.2 instead of, say, $1.9? Now, guess what the factory is thinking? You haven't even seen a sample yet. You haven't given them specifications as to exactly what you need, but you're already negotiating prices. That is as unrealistic as can be. I'll tell you why this fails or why this usually fails. Because you are negotiating with no leverage or volume history. You are literally begging. This is not a negotiation. This is literally begging. Next on our list will be bluffing on big orders. Now, you would be like, we'll scale to 100K units if the samples really work, or we love the quality of the sample, so to speak. Now, this may sound good to you, but let me tell you the brutal truth. They've heard this about 10,000 times. This is nothing new to them. So this will not work. The truth is they will only believe your scaling claim when they see the PO, which is the purchasing order. Number three will be name dropping useless brands they don't want to hear. They don't really care about it. You say, we sell to Walmart. Duh. Okay, fine. Unless you can prove it or back it up with the purchasing order, they do not believe you. They've had enough fake buyers using brand names to look legit. Number four will be overcomplicating the brief. This is when you send a 6-page slide PDF with no specifications, no price point, with no idea what you're talking about, and with 10 must-haves for a product you've never ordered before. Guess what the factory's answer is going to be? Absolute silence. Number five, this is what you should never do. Threatening with legal action. If you go on to say something like, I would take legal action if this actually doesn't work, I mean, you rightfully can, but please do not say that out loud. That's a Western mindset. In China, this actually means you're very irrational. They might boycott or blacklist you quietly on their network. When dealing with Chinese suppliers, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. And that is only if the supplier sees value in keeping you around. Now, let's flip the lens. What if I tell you the supplier is actually profiling you and not the other way around? Here's what manufacturers usually evaluate mentally before sending you a quote. Number one will be your email address. Are you a serious buyer? Now, the biggest red flag is if you use a Gmail. Gmails are very generic. Anybody can come up with a Gmail address. Now, are you on social media platforms? Can they actually verify that you do exist? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on Instagram? Do you have a website? This is number two. The second thing they look for when dealing with the buyer. Next will be product knowledge or product IQ. Do you know what you're talking about? Do you know anything about the industry you're trying to get into, or do you understand what you're trying to ask them to do for you? And then we get into the volume logic. Does your price and your quantity match reality? You can't bargain for lower prices when your quantity is very little or minimal at best. Last will be tone of voice. Do you sound like someone who's going to cause them a lot of pain, or do you sound logical and coherent? Now, one thing you must understand is that good or quality buyers speak with structure. Bad or low quality buyers always flood suppliers with emotion, and that's not what they want to hear. They know you're going to be a pain in the long run. They would avoid you as quick as possible. Quick tip, factories and suppliers do get on average about 40 to 100 inquiries per day. So if your inquiry does not stand out, it dies in the inbox. So what you do is you start small, but you think big, or you look big. Use a clean domain name that relates to your company or your brand. When sending PDFs, attach a lean PDF that has very, very minimum and clear pictures for the suppliers to be able to understand exactly what your needs are. So mention you're testing the market with small runs, but your aim is to build a long-lasting partnerships. Now, the key word here is long-term partnerships. I've said this time and time again, respect the supplier's time. Your supplier do not owe you 15 free samples. They do not owe you free sample shipping costs, and they do not owe you unlimited back and forth. Do respect their time and they will treat you the same way. You should learn to price like a pro. Understand the way pricing works. Do not ask for the low or rock bottom prices out the gate. Makes no sense and makes you look very irrational. Now, you could say we're looking for a sustainable long-term price once the sample or the quality has been confirmed. This changes the game completely, as opposed to saying, what is the best price? Or I want to pay $1.2 out of $1.5. So if you want to create trust between you and your suppliers, one, you should be able to understand that you have to have a branded email. Two, you have to have product knowledge about the industry that you're working in or you plan to get products for. Three, proof of previous work or a history of orders with other factories or other manufacturers. Next, clear intent to buy, not just fishing for price. Clear intent to buy, not just to test the market. Four, believe me, factories and manufacturers know when you just price fishing. They would know if you're trying to compare prices with your competitors. Avoid doing that. A model that I've always leaned on is clarity in business creates confidence, whereas vagueness kills good deals. So here is the truth. Chinese manufacturers are very strategic. They've been burned multiple times. So now they've changed the game. They do not care how smart you are. They care about how serious you show up. The product sourcing game has changed in 2025. And those who win are the ones who drop ego, gain sourcing IQ, and speak the supplier's language, both literally and professionally. If you want to stop getting ignored, ghosted, or overcharged, I've created a free buyer audit template you can fill out in just 3 minutes. It tells exactly what your inquiry says to the supplier. Check in the link below and download for free. No strings attached, just my gift to you. And if you got value from this, please kindly subscribe. I tell the truth about sourcing from China. No filters, no fakes. To the next episode, see you again.